So with our handsome Mr. R, ready, Rocky? Hi, handsome boy. We're gonna warm up again with our typical little find it behavior. Get him to start practicing, orientation back to the handler from those find its. He and Miss P have been doing a really great job together. So Pepper, they were doing some really lovely playing. He did get to say hi to Mr. Zeus as well. And then he also visited with Kiva too. I know Kiva's boyfriend isn't here today. Poor little Max his brother was not feeling well, so they had to tend to him, which is perfectly fine. But we only have Mr. Handsome, for WrestleMania. So sometimes, again, when you change up the groups, they still do a great job, but a little different dynamic. So with Mr. R, we're going ahead, and after we warm up with a few of these lovely find its, I want to work a little bit with some of our loose leash walking. So I typically recommend, in the beginning, you don't necessarily have to pick a side quite yet. I just like to have him think that there's value, and again, going towards one side of the body and sort of staying soft while there. So engagement with you, checking in, offering some name recognition, being soft and near your leg is kind of what you're going for. As he does a great job, we do a little find it, get him to sort of disengage. So then the fun is also coming back into your space and feeding for that nice sort of by the leg scenario. Nice. So he and my son, he's also here, Oren. He said he'd like to come help versus my littlest one is with grandma today. But the benefit of sometimes having a helper is a lot of the pups don't always have tons of child experience. So for example, they tend to live in a household with maybe only adults, or maybe they're used to just their little humans and not new little humans. So remember that for a lot of these puppies, novelty can be a little challenging or a little surprising if they haven't really been exposed to, at their rate, different scenarios. So again, for Mr. R, ready? We'll do a little sit. Nice. So he's been doing a really great job working some of his skills today with his classmates and doing some really great play. Nice job. So, and he's also gotten much, much softer around me as well, where a lot of times the excitement of the new friend can sometimes make him more jumpy. I do find that his jumping and getting really sort of licky is more anxiety than it is actual excitement. So it doesn't mean that he can't be happy and a little eager for novel situations or new friends. But sometimes then I think when he feels really jazzed, he actually gets a bit overwhelmed with those big emotions. So for Mr. Handsome, working on some of that regulation of sometimes seeing a friend but not always getting to wrestle, or seeing, again, a buddy and then doing a little bit of play and then coming back from it has been really nice for him. Hey, Oren, are you coming over here for a minute, do you think? Do you want to come over here for a minute? Oren says he's busy for now. But for Mr. R, chewing is still optional. I would recommend that, again, if he's really struggling with novel people, and of course I dropped that little piece, ready? We'll find that one later, is to break it down into little steps. So I know we had mentioned sometimes using gear in the home. The other option too could be to give like a pacifier. So I know he has his Kong. You could also offer some play. So some of the puppies love to engage with play in the sense of tuggies or rope toys. Find its are, again, another great option. So as opposed to kind of coming in and seeing you guys arrive and he gets really jazzed and wants to sort of hop all over you, going into some of these find its could be a great option too. So again, with Mr. Handsome, we'll just go right back into working some of that loose leash walk-in. He's doing such a good job. I know Miss Kay says, when do we wrestle again? She's been doing a very nice job too. Ready? So we'll get a little sit. Oh my goodness, chewing. Good job. He's doing a very nice job. Ready? So and then we might send him away for another little find it. And then from there, we could go, Rocky, come. Nice job, sir. What a smart boy. Ready? We'll do another one. Find it. I know Miss K saying, hey, where's my BFF? And of course, then Miss P says, I'd also like to come back and play. Nice. Rocky. Yes. But he's doing a really nice job through the distraction as well. So we have like our classmates sometimes saying they'd like to join the party, and at times they can't always be intimate with everything we're doing. So having them sometimes just hang back, do their own thing, have their chews and their slow feed bowls gives them something to work on. Well, sometimes there's maybe another distraction off in the distance. Rocky, come. Nice. So with these lovely recalls, I tend to only, again, try to call or ask for certain behavior if I'm pretty certain that my dog is going to be successful. So right here, I would go ahead and try once more. Rocky, come. Yes. He is obviously panting. It is a bit of a warmer day, so they are still going outside to use the potty outdoors. But at the same time, the facility does have AC, but it's not as cool as obviously like a home because it's a very big space. But it's definitely much cooler in here than it is outside, so that's a win. Nice. So sometimes as I'm blabbing, I don't always get to work this lovely recall word, but I'm still reinforcing or capturing. He's like, lady, I didn't see it. I'm still reinforcing or capturing the moments where he does come into my space so we can work that recall. Chewing and walking was hard. Rocky, come. Nice. So with Mr. R, remember that too, if let's say he is struggling, always just break it down into smaller steps. So if, again, real world situations are out of his comfort range or out of his understanding, I wouldn't keep asking if he's just going to fail. Otherwise, try to prevent him rehearsing the skill you don't love. Nice job, Rocky. So if, let's say, jumping on company is sort of where he starts, but then we try to, for example, leash him and prevent the rehearsal, that would still be better than having him fail and then maybe start to think the jumping or mouthing or whatever it might be could be the better option for him. Yes. Because remember, whatever your puppy's able to work on and practice, chewing is optional still, is what they're then mastering and getting really good at. What a good job. So he's really doing a splendid job. You'll also see that at times, obviously I sometimes work with equipment on in the sense of a leash and other times not. A lot of times people tend to get very stuck on gear, as in the gear is the thing keeping the puppy next to them or keeping them sort of at a certain rate nearby. If the gear is the only thing keeping him there, what's going to happen later when he is off gear? So the gear is there for safety reasons, which is beneficial. Nice job, Rocky. He says it got stuck in his jowl. But we want the gear to just be there as preventative for when he doesn't have a skill set yet. So if, let's say, for example, he didn't know how to do a beautiful recall, no matter what the distraction, that would be where he would be leashed or on a longer training leash. Ready? Find it. Rocky, come. Nice. And you can see he's just meandering. He's not running. He and Pepper did some really nice play. So I think he's just still a bit winded. Nice job, sir. And Miss Kay says she wants to join the party in a few minutes as well. So, but we'll give Mr. Handsome a little breather from some of the loose leash walking, working those recalls or name recognition. He's got a little tufty. Someone must have lost a little bit of fluff from one of their toys. Good job. But we'll give Mr. Handsome, Mr. R, a little breather, and then we'll work a few more little skills with the handsome guy. Nice job, Rocky. Ready? Find it. He'll find that bad boy later. Oh, see, there he goes. Nice job.